Welcome to episode 6 of NerdFlow. This is a podcast all about video games, anime, comic books, and superhero stuff. That's what's going down, y'all.
What's going on?
Yo, just chilling.
Happy spring break to all the kids.
Yeah, I remember those days of getting out of school for spring break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, it'd be great if your job gave you spring break.
Oh, I know. You just got to request vacation off just to get off of spring break.
I know, right?
The only good part about spring break is that when you stay in the city, less traffic on the road when the kids are on spring break. So that's the only thing to look forward to.
Houston kids must not be on spring break then.
No, not yet, man. Next week. Probably put it this way, the ones that can drive are probably on spring break next week. we ain't talking about the youngins. The youngins, they're probably out this week. Man, but a lot of stuff going on in the realm of nerd and geek stuff. Man, we got Iron Fist coming out this Friday on Netflix. I've been hearing a lot of like negativity around Iron Fist a little bit, just because of people saying some people saying it's not good. I know it got a piss poor rating on Rotten Tomato and other
Man.
and then people are kind of upset because he's not wearing the costume. But I'm like, dude, like, Daredevil didn't wear the official Daredevil costume in the beginning. Yeah, he wore, he wore all black and he wore some over his eyes. Like, okay, that was it. Shoot, even Jessica Jones didn't wear the outfit she wears in the comic book. So it's like, why people getting all upset because, Iron Fist, he's not put on the costume yet. I mean, the Defenders comes out, I think, September this year. So, I mean, maybe they're going to wait till then. I mean, Luke Cage kind of teased wearing some form of, I know he's not going to wear the official Power Man stuff because that would just be corny, but, I mean, he did kind of tease. He was rocking a yellow hoodie, that's probably about as a uniform as he going to get in probably the Defenders.
And I think they're going to drag it out to where they're going to build up the suspense of the costume, like they did with Smallville. Mm-hmm. They waited till like the 10th and last season, basically the last 2 episodes, for him to wear the costume. Yeah. I think they're going to go the same route with Iron Fist.
Yeah, I think we probably see it on because I know most of the Marvel Netflix shows are like 13 episodes. Most everybody hasn't seen, even the lucky media companies, they get to view the episodes early before everybody else. They haven't even seen the final episode of the show. I think they've only reviewed like the first episode, and that's it so far, at least to my knowledge. So, I mean, there's a potential that they could, slap it right at the very end when the show goes off before they, advertising the Defenders and all that stuff. So it could be, they don't have to necessarily show it in the trailer. I think a lot of shows have learned, especially a lot of superhero comic books, that they learn not to show everything in the trailers because it kind of kills the moment when you finally do see it.
Right.
Okay, so here go the ratings and this just comparison. On Rotten Tomatoes, Legion got a 93%. The Missing got 100%. The Good Fight got 100%. Billions got 100%. Surprisingly, The Walking Dead got 64%.
Yeah,
and Iron Fist,
people kind of lukewarm on just where Walking Dead is right now. So
yeah, and Iron Fist got a robust 12%.
I mean, we'll see.
Wow.
We'll see. I mean, there's been a lot of cases in a lot of forms of media, from video games to movies to stuff like that, where the critics say one thing and then the general public thinks the opposite of what they think. It's happened, a lot of times in a lot of cases. So this could be one of those cases where it's like, oh, the reviews, what are you talking about? This is a good show. That's just like, Give you a good example. I was looking up. I have what is it? Watch Mojo is on my YouTube. I was subscribed to on YouTube, and so I was looking at like stuff about Constantine and stuff like that, and the Constantine, TV show that was on between 2014 and 2015. Like everybody loved the show, but the network didn't think the same, and it only stayed on for one season. And we hoped it was going to get picked up by CW because even that plays Constantine showed up on Arrow. So,
well, Samurai Jack got 100%.
Well, it's just how many years has Samurai Jack been gone?
Yeah, but still,
it has a fan base already.
But when you look at these other ratings, like Beauty and wait a minute, oh crap, let's see, Beauty and the Beast got 69%. I never heard of the Belko Experiment. It got 60. T2 Train Spotting got 76%. Song to Song got 42%. The Devil's Candy, don't know what that is. It got 90%. Kong's Skull Island got 79%. Logan got 92%. Get Out got 99%. Amazingly, The Shack got 18%. Lego Batman movie got 91%. Before I Fall got 67%. Hidden Figures got 92%. John Wick Chapter 2 got 90%. La La Land got 93%. And 50 Shades Darker. Damn. 50 Shades Darker's got 9%.
Yeah. He wasn't feeling that, man.
I heard a lot of people saying that. That movie wasn't good.
Yeah, from the 50 Shades of Grey. People anticipated from the first book versus the second, stuff like that. But anyway, but yeah, we hope that when we watch it, I know I'm a binge watch.
What Power Rangers gonna get?
Yeah, I'm a binge watch this weekend because I typically kind of drag out my Marvel Netflix experience, but Iron Fist I'm probably gonna try to do 6 on Friday, 6 on Saturday, or 7. I mean, we'll add up to 13, however far I can get before I'm sleepy at night. So, but yeah, so let's get into comic book stuff. We got so Wonder Woman came out with the final trailer for Wonder Woman. Another thing about trailers, I'm glad they didn't, because the villain for Wonder Woman is Ares. I'm actually glad they haven't shown the formula. I think they learned from their mistake in Batman v Superman by showing Doomsday in the trailers, but kind of just straight up revealing the villain in the trailer. So I'm glad they're holding on.
I would have preferred to be Cheetah.
Huh?
I would have preferred if it was Cheetah.
No, it's coming from the Greek mythology and stuff like that. So
I know where it's coming from.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
at the same time, her arch nemesis is Cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen in all these other movies, superhero movies, they mostly fight their arch nemesis in the first movie. So, except for Christian Bale's Batman.
Yeah, let's say Batman.
He fought that fake ass Scarecrow and that Liam Neeson Ra's al Ghul, which they just screwed that all the way up.
How you screwed up? Really? I think he was a good Ra's al Ghul.
I think he was too.
And I think they would have that played Scarecrow, if they would have fully committed to, bringing the character out and him putting on the costume, and I think that could have been a fourth Batman if they didn't stop it as a trilogy.
That Ra's al Ghul should have been an Asian guy. I'm sorry.
Just like the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 should have been.
Yeah, they messed that up.
So yeah,
that's why Iron Man 3 sucked.
Oh yeah, Iron Man 3 was the worst.
Like the Mandarin didn't have none of his rings. Nothing.
Yeah. They were trying to take it from a different, because the time period that we were in was this, and, Iron Man 1, he was in Afghanistan and stuff like that. I get where they were trying to go with it, but they still should have kept true. I wouldn't have mind if it was, if it would have been, I wouldn't have mind it being Ben Kingsley if they would have just stuck to the, the rings having different powers and all of that. They could have tied it into the Infinity Stone, it being one of the stones for that particular movie that he had in one of the rings. They could have tied it in that way. And that's how they could have had him. And I didn't care about I know it should have been, person of Asian descent. I get that. But I see how they were trying to spin it off into that because, how he got his powers, even that he was in Afghanistan and stuff like that. Or how he, was giving weapons to the Afghans and stuff like that. I get that. I didn't mind that spin on it. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you that they should have been, they should have tied the rings in. He should have had the ring. It shouldn't have been whoever that villain was supposed to be in, because they were trying to tie it to the, what was it? What Iron Man is it? It's a motion content that's on Netflix that they were trying to tie that to. And see, I didn't even mind that storyline being involved in. I just wish it would have just tied back to Mandarin in some way, not the guy that was the scientist that was, I don't even know what he was.
Yeah.
So they could have.
That's what it like kind of like bothered me about it because, like sometimes when you do superhero movies, if you're gonna try to deviate from something, create a new villain or something like that. Don't take one of the villains that's supposed to be a certain way. Like, you keep Iron Man and all them basically a certain way, but then you want to change up the villains.
Which is the arch nemesis at that.
Yeah. And I could say one thing that the Fantastic Four got right. They got Dr. Doom right.
In the first Iron Man.
You know what I'm saying?
In the first Fantastic Four, yes. But the only thing about the Fantastic Four, the guy that played him, they didn't morph his voice enough. That's my entire problem with the voice morphing on Dr. Doom. They had Dr. Doom perfect in that first set of Fantastic Four movies. It was fine.
Yeah.
But it's just his voice. They didn't morph it to make it seem like it was behind a middle mask.
Yeah, it did. See, they screwed up with Galactus.
Yeah, because if they would have showed Galactus, they would have had another movie on their hand. They would have just showed Galactus. Yeah. They halfway committed to it by showing a silhouette, but they didn't truly commit to it.
They didn't even show a silhouette. They showed a bunch of damn clouds.
I mean, it was a Dark Shadows silhouette, man. Same thing.
But I mean, and then when you get to voices, that was my problem with Christian Bale's Batman. His voice, like, dude, why? I'm Batman. Like, why, bro? Why?
That was
everybody else used a regular. Everybody else from Adam West to Michael Keaton to Val Kilmer, who actually sucked as Batman, to George Clooney, who didn't play an old Bruce Wayne very well. He played Bruce Wayne well, sucked as an old Batman. And George Clooney usually don't suck at nothing.
That was in the infancy of George Clooney, man. That was in the infancy. He was just getting his feet wet. That was after ER. So, and
then and then Christian Bale comes along and just screws the voice all the way up. I mean, at least they almost got Bane right. Almost.
I mean, everybody always hopped on the Batman. That was the best Batman voice that man could do. But I mean, give or take, whatever. But the overall
regular voice.
But dude, Batman always kind of like shifted his voice a little bit. He didn't straight up.
Well, I'll tell you what they should have did. They should have got old boy. They should have got old boy that played the animated Batman and got him to do a voiceover for Christian Bale when he put the suit on.
No, that wouldn't work, man.
You can't make it too obvious that you're Batman. You gotta put a deeper voice to it.
That's just put it this way: Batman's voice changing when he talks when he's Batman. That's the equivalency to Clark Kent wearing glasses. It's
exactly
why is it necessary, and you don't recognize him with the glasses on, but you don't. At the same time,
that's the dumbest.
But his whole posture changes. Batman completely goes into character. His posture changes. He like slouches. His posture is so different when he's Superman. He has like a straight up
he's confident
back.
Yeah.
He's like strong. He's not the nerdy type. That's
still the dumbest. That's still the dumbest disguise ever. Just a pair of glasses. You mean to tell people know my face? You mean to tell me Lois Lane, who done looked in Superman face 1,000 times, can't look at Clark and see that he's Superman with glasses on? I take my glasses off, I still look like Quinn.
Well, the Lois in the comics and on the TV and in the movie are completely different. Like the Lois in the last movie knew right off top who Superman was.
Yeah,
like
because
she knew him before he was even Superman. Like she knew he was saving people's lives. But the Loises that's portrayed on the TV shows, that's kind of different too, because she was with him before he became Superman too. Like it's a different in the cartoons, it's a difference in the comics, it's a different in the TV shows, and it's a difference in the movies.
But in the first
you can't really use that one.
In the first movies with Christopher Reeves, Lois didn't know who Clark was. She worked with him every day, looked in his face. She looked in Superman's face until he took off the glasses and flew her around to prove that to show her that he was Superman. You mean to tell me? Even in the cartoon,
so corny then though.
Even in the cartoons that they showed on WB.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They were sticking to the old fashioned. I'm glad they wised up and made Lois smarter and made her more more articulate and more of like a reporter to find out what the story is. That's why I'm glad they went a different route and Lois knew who Superman was before anybody did because of who she was as a reporter.
Who else had a dumb alternate identity?
I mean, this is like okay, with voice masking. Let's talk. Okay, Arrow, like
Green Lantern,
like all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of the time,
John Stewart never had to have an alternate identity,
right?
But Hal Jordan, that's a different story. All thing he did was put on the green mask. No voice change.
But at the same time, and like, who really? I mean, most of the time when people saw him, I mean, most of the time I would say like, okay, let's take an example. Like they have the Green Lantern animated show. From the time what I've watched so far, and as far as in that show, he's never really in civilian, doing things as a civilian a whole lot when he's Green Lantern. Most of the time with Green Lantern, a lot of the times he's been, other than if we're not counting the movie, I mean, if you count just what he's been in animated shows, he's always been in space most of the time. So he didn't really have to hide his identity too much. That wasn't ever really his issue to deal with a lot of the times. So, but to get back to the subject that we were on, we got off on a tangent on that one. But yeah, so Wonder Woman, they didn't show the villain, which, like I said, which was a good thing. But the thing is with Wonder Woman, I kind of feel like Wonder Woman is I think this particular movie is a do or die for DCU as far as to how they're going to keep going with, as far as what they got going for them, just because one, it has to perform well because most of the movies they've done okay. They haven't done things on a Marvel level as far as from how the reception they've got from the fans and stuff like that. And then secondly, Wonder Woman has to do well for the sake of women superhero movies, because none of the superhero women, there hasn't been many, but I mean they haven't done well. I mean, you got Catwoman with Halle Berry and
Catwoman. Oh my god!
That I swear to God, Halle Berry didn't just need to pretend like she never even did that movie. If somebody asked her about Catwoman now, she'd be like, "I was never in a Catwoman movie." That's what.
Yeah. So, from a woman's standpoint, for superhero movies, Wonder Woman has to do great numbers, because I think that's gonna. I know there's Marvel is in the works. You know, they want to do Captain Marvel and stuff like that, or it's Captain Marvel. They want to do a Captain Marvel movie. And that's another thing they want to do. So it has to, we gotta have some female character that's gonna have to, I mean, as far as superhero movie, that's got to do well, because, like I said, there ain't many. So,
but you have like Resident Evil, but it's not superhero.
Yeah, it's not comic book
pretty
based.
badass.
Yeah, but but Alice is really made up from because Alice doesn't exist in the Resident Evil world in the video game.
Right.
The supporting cast are the ones that actually exist in the video game, which is like Chris Redfield, Claire. They exist in the actual game itself, but Alice was just made up as like this super soldier to put in the movie to battle against the zombies, because I'm guessing they didn't think that, you know, it would be like every other zombie movie. I guess at the time when it came out, it would have been like every other survivor horror zombie movie with humans going against zombies, so they had to make her, you know, different from everybody else. So that's why they went. I think that's why they went the Alice route. Thor Ragnarok, got some details from that. I actually kind of read some stuff on the plot for the new Thor that comes out in November. He cut his hair for the movie. But there's a reason behind why he had to do that. I won't give any spoilers for those who don't want to hear spoilers on it. But what I will say, Hulk will be there in the movie as well, and Doctor Strange will also will be in there too. So
Planet Hulk, maybe
something like that.
Do you think?
Well, the plot I read is something like that. He has to. I give it like a little bit. So for those who want to hear, fast forward. So a little bit of what Thor is basically, it's something like he gets arrested for something in Asgard, and they put him in like a Coliseum type deal, but he has to cut his hair in the process. But
you know, Loki had took over.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Changed himself to look like Odin.
Yeah, so what it is, they're looking for Odin. And that's part of that because, and then also when he goes to it's like a Greek Coliseum that he ends up going to having to fight. The Hulk is already there and he's the champion where they send him to. That's how Hulk ties into it. But then Doctor Strange is into it because he's actually looking for Odin himself as well. That's how Strange is somewhat tied into it. So it's, you know, that's how they're associated with being within the movie. So.
I remember at the end of Doctor Strange that Doctor Strange was talking with Thor.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the conversation actually was, but they were talking. So, you know what I'm saying? Thor had something to do with Strange being there.
Well, it also has to do with the visions that he saw while he went away in Age of Ultron, that he went away for a little bit. That's the visions that he saw. It has to do with a lot of that. So that it's all tied back to his brief absence in Age of Ultron, and it ties back to all that ties into Ragnarok. So we'll find out all that this November. So,
Yay!
I don't know a lot about the Han Solo movie other than Childish Gambino is in it, and I want to see it because he's in it. So I'm gonna let you take this Star Wars stuff.
Well,
on fire right now.
We all know Childish Gambino is playing the boy Lando Calrissian. For y'all, if you too young to know and just not in Star Wars, Lando Calrissian was played by none other than the Coke 45 man himself. You know, the smoothest dude from the 1970s and 80s, Billy D. Williams. You know, if you still don't know who he is, he played Barry Gordy on the Jackson 5 movie. I just can't give you too many more clues of who Billy D. Williams is. But that's who playing, you know, that's who Childish Gambino, Donald Glover is playing in the movie. But basically, it's a story telling Han Solo's story from the beginning, you know, before he met up with Luke and Leia. So, you know, it's just a prequel story. It's coming out 18 December, more than likely December 2018, because that's when all the Star Wars type movies drop in the right before Christmas. Mm-hmm. Which leads me to the next topic. Did y'all see the trailer for the Star Wars Last Jedi movie? This is actually episode 8, people, but it's called The Last Jedi.
No, I haven't seen it.
I thought that was a fan made because it's a lot of stuff that was cut. I thought it was fan made because it didn't look completely real. Because it's a lot of things that was cut from other other movies. So I don't think that was real.
Well, the one I saw showed Luke training Ray.
Uh-huh.
And so and it showed what's his name? The antagonist of the movie. The dude the big giant Kylo Ren was talking to, what's his name? Dang. Anyway, he's something like the Emperor. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Dude with the scar on his face. Anyway, like I posted the and it looked like all new footage to me from what I saw. So, you know, that's what got me all excited about it. But I'm just really ready to see it. You know, I'm going to the page.
Well, we're probably going to end up seeing something probably doing Star Wars Celebration, which is probably roughly about 2 weeks in Orlando. So I'm pretty sure they're going to probably drop a trailer. If that wasn't an official legit, but if that is the next movie on deck, then I'm pretty sure Star Wars Celebration is pretty much going to probably be the place where you're going to probably they're probably going to drop that trailer, which is, I think it's the weekend of April 1st is when Star Wars Celebration is, which is, so it's around the time. But I heard they're not supposed to be doing one next year too.
Yeah, this is the official trailer that they showed.
Really? Okay. I haven't. That's my first time ever. That's why, like, I assume, like, it's first time ever, my time ever hearing about it. Because, you know, most of the time with trailers, man, you know, as soon as you click YouTube, like, as soon as you hit the homepage, it's right up there with everything trending. So I hadn't even seen a Last Jedi trailer pop up. So that'll be episode 8. I was wondering what was going to be the other movie for this year.
Yeah, I know I can't let this go. I gotta know that dude. I gotta know that dude's name. Yeah. I'll continue talking, but as soon as I find his name, I'm gonna say it. Who are you looking
for?
I gotta find his name.
All right. While Young finds this,
he's something like Palpatine. He was the dude that trained Kylo Ren.
Oh, okay.
I vaguely remember that part. But all right. We got Power Rangers. Power Rangers comes out next Friday. So there's a theory going around that so, you know, Rita is wearing green in this new Power Rangers movie, right? And there's a theory out there that you know, that because she's wearing green, that she could potentially either A, hold the power of the Green Ranger. We could potentially see, Tommy. I've also heard some theories that, also, I don't know if it could be just in relation to, because I've never heard this theory before, even in relation to the actual TV show that I've watched over, the years. But also a rumor that, that Rita was an original Power Ranger, so was Zordon and stuff like that. And I've also heard that theory. But if Tommy was to show up, now here's the thing. Would you want the original Tommy? Because I know he would freaking just want to be Tommy.
Hell no. I'm so tired of seeing dude. I don't even want to see Tommy in this.
No, Tommy Jason is too old.
He gonna probably make a cameo or something.
That's his name, Snoke.
Oh, I know. Okay, I know you're talking about that. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about now. As soon as you said Snoke, okay. But yeah. So, but I'm like, I wonder who.
I feel like the way they changed everything, the way the change they made. Just if you gonna have Tommy in there and you gonna have Mr. Green Ranger, because they say it's I read something that they're making a hint to they already giving hints to the second movie, which is gonna focus on the Zeo crystals. But don't.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That's okay. So that means you skip all over the White Ranger saga and you go straight to Zeo crystals. Don't make Tommy the leader, because the only reason Tommy ended up becoming the leader in the American show, because he was the only one satisfied with the money he was getting from the show, and the rest of the characters disputed their contract, so they rewrote the script and made Tommy the leader.
Okay, I never knew that part. Never knew that.
Jason left because of contract disputes. Zach left because of contract disputes. You know what I'm saying? Trini left for the same reason. We know Billy left because they were homophobic towards him. Like, almost everybody left because of money. As popular as that show was, those folks weren't getting paid nothing.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never known that. I never known why. I thought the whole thing. So basically, you almost kind of want to think like, man, how long was the original group was supposed to play Power Rangers? Was that kind of like an audible to? Was it kind of audible to change them out every season? At first, that wasn't the original plan.
Because when you look at Titan Zords in Japan, the Titan Zords, that white Titan Zord, the ones that all have a warrior mode. That's all in warrior mode. That Zord is pink, not white. When they did the American version, because Tommy was the leader, they put a white one in there and took the pink one out.
Okay.
Like when you go and watch the Japanese versions of Power Rangers, more than likely the Red Ranger is always the leader. The White Ranger got popular in America, so that's why I think the White Ranger is mostly an American Ranger.
Okay. Huh. That's a very interesting story on that. I never heard that before. I was wondering why.
You've never seen another White Ranger.
Yeah, true. But you always had that 6. If there was 5, or if there was just initial set number of Rangers, you always had that one that was either bad or whatever. That was always.
I mean, they started going to trios, and then as the season progressed, they'll get more Rangers. You was always end up with 5, but like starting with like Ninja Storm, they start with just 3 Rangers, a red, a yellow, and a blue. And then of course Tommy came in, jocking my boy Colors, that black and gold, and then they ended up with they did have a White Ranger. He in Dino Storm they had a White Ranger.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But I mean, you didn't see probably a White Ranger again after that until the one when they could transform into all the different Rangers when they did the Legendary Ranger mode. So I never did watch that series, but I know they could transform into different Rangers and get their Zords and stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know how that
caught like the butt end of that because I was watching a lot of those on because I wouldn't be able to catch some of that stuff, but Hulu has a lot of those throwback episodes and a lot of the new stuff. And Hulu, Netflix too, is kind of like a mix on both. If you have both services, then you kind of see some of the new and some of the old stuff.
And Jason David Frank got his butt in that series somehow.
Yeah.
Like, dude is almost 1,000 years old, and he cannot let go of the fact he was a Power Ranger.
That man, like Power Ranger.
He Power Ranger. That man,
Power Ranger.
When he was bad, he was awesome.
That man said Power Ranger made his life.
He was awesome.
Power Ranger made his life.
The best Ranger was Jason, TJ, and old boy from SPD.
I would say my favorites are white. My favorites are White and the Gold Ranger.
Yep.
Gold Ranger is my favorite, but all thing I hate about it is that they didn't give him enough shine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
He still had to play second fiddle to Tommy. You know, he had like the biggest Zord ever. Pyramidas was like huge.
Yeah.
And it was like he had the coolest transformation and everything. So I don't know, man.
I mean, he was kind of like the star though, bro. Like, they kind of saw like the views went down after he left because he had no powers after Rita was defeated. His powers was defeated too because his powers came from her.
Yeah.
So they had to find another way. How can we bring Tommy back? Oh, let's make him a brand new White Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but why I had to make him a leader though? Why I throw my boy to the side like
he was just kind of like, I mean, let's be real, man. Between him and Jason, Tommy had swag, unfortunately, and I felt that way. I felt that way as a kid. Tommy just had that swag, man. Kid. He had the long hair. That was the thing. He just had it. Tommy had swag. He probably wasn't trying to take that man's position.
He was like, oh, okay, you can shine.
He was actually supposed to be a VR trooper.
I'm glad he wasn't a VR trooper.
Exactly.
I'm glad he wasn't.
I'm glad he didn't go that route. VR trooper lasted 5 episodes?
No, it lasted longer than that.
VR.
I know they only had one season though, but they lasted longer than that. I think they had more than one season. I want to say because one night I just got crazy and I started Googling crap, VR troopers, Beetleborgs, and just all type of stuff because I was just like,
I like Beetleborgs better than VR troopers.
Bump that. I like Masked Rider. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Masked Rider was tight.
No, y'all. What's that? Samurai. One of the Lawrence brothers was like the star.
Superhuman Samurais.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. My boy Serbo. My boy Serbo.
That was the coolest show to me.
It lasted 2 years. It went from 1994 to 1996. It had 40 episodes.
Really?
No, it had 50 episodes. All the season, the whole season is available on. No, they had 90 episodes.
Shut up!
Yeah, and all the seasons available on iTunes.
See, iTunes has everything, man. It's like, it's like if you want to get a hold of something that's old, I'm gonna go look up a bunch of shows. I'm gonna end up like freaking getting a bunch of shows through my iTunes. It's 90 episodes. It's 50 episodes for season 1 and 40 episodes for season 2. I'm about to check that out. I'm definitely have to check that out.
That is insane.
Yeah, look into that. I think I gotta get real nostalgic.
I think Superhuman Samurais lasted 1 season, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Y'all remember this one?
You gotta look at all the lineup though. Like it was Power Rangers that was hot back then, and then they were on like WB at that.
Yeah, they came on Channel 13 and Green. Yeah.
Yes, that was WB because Animaniacs came on right before or right behind it. I'm trying to think that. Man.
It lasted one season, man. Like, seriously.
Man.
Like 12 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta go out and cut that. I gotta cut that now.
Yeah.
I'm doing that this Friday.
That's all it had. 12 episodes for season 1. That's all.
Y'all go check out that show, man. That was an awesome show.
And it was Matthew Lawrence.
Matthew Lawrence, yes.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Y'all remember this one though? It came on USA.
Tattooed
Teenage Alien Fighters.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Man, that show used to come on at like 5 a.m. on USA. I would get up early just to catch that show.
I hated that show.
I hated it, but it was just, I was young, man. I didn't care. It was like
5 a.m. Guess what I was watching? I was on Fox watching Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I didn't get Dragon Ball at the time.
He played Dragon Ball, then he played Dragon Ball Z.
And then Bobby's World.
I was waiting on Bobby's World. I wasn't even trying to watch Goku then.
Then Life with Louie.
Yep. I was watching Life with Louie and Bobby's World back then.
Yep.
Super Dave.
Yep. Yeah, Super Dave.
Man,
what was the bug name? Tick. Was it the Tick?
Yeah, the Tick.
Tick.
He's getting a TV show on FX.
And then after the Tick.
Huh?
And then after the Tick, Spider-Man came on.
Yeah.
Spider-Man animated series.
Man, that's when Fox had the lineup.
Man.
Fox had the lineup because the WB had like Men in Black, Wayne Head, Animaniacs, Freakazoid.
Yep.
You know, they had all of that.
Tiny Toons.
Static Shock.
Tiny Toons came on Fox. Yeah, Static Shock. You know, like, but that's when Saturday mornings you was amped to get up on Saturday morning. And like people, like parents started trying to blame cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons, on their children's behavior. Like, really? It is not cartoons' fault. It's your children. I've never been a proponent of people saying kids act this way because they play violent video games or they watch too much violent TV and stuff like that. Like, that's up to the parents. If the parents don't raise their children right, then that's their fault. You can't blame that on TV.
Like, look, man, if you got a psycho, if you turn out to be a psycho, you raised a psycho. Clear as day.
If you just sit your child in front of the TV and let the TV raise him or her, then yeah, that's the problem. I see wrestling hasn't been taken off TV.
Nope, I still watch it to this day. Been watching since 1996.
I was through with wrestling when WCW and WWF combined. Like, I was done then.
Yeah, they still trying to.
How long ago?
They still trying to get you back, bro. That was 2001, man.
Yeah, see, I ain't watched wrestling since then. Like, I grew up behind it.
Yeah. But all right, man. Some quick news real quick before we go into video games. We got a lot to cover on the video game side this week. Gran Turismo Sport closed beta begins this Friday in the United States. So if you are a Gran Turismo fan, this would be kind of their nod to kind of like the Forza, the people who like the Forza type motorsport type games, but that's basically what this is going to be, Gran Turismo Sport. Nintendo may end up recalling the Switch left Joy-Con due to some connection problems. So there you go.
Here we go.
Yep. Then you got Xbox Game Pass added some new games. This is only for like the Xbox preview members because they get like early access to a lot of the Xbox stuff. But they added like BioShock 1, 2, Infinite, Borderlands, NBA 2K16, WWE 2K16, XCOM, Enemy Within. They added that. And then also on the same tip of On the same tip on the Game Pass deal, we got let me see. We also got PlayStation announced today with the PS4 that they have. They're going to be adding PS4 games to PS Now. So, but all right, let's get into video games.
Hey, I got a question.
Okay,
it's concerning the game. Neely, you still playing Pokemon Go?
No, it kind of died out for me. I got kind of bored.
Yeah, because where they failed at, they didn't let us battle.
Right.
Like, if you can battle people that you're around, then it would be like having to go to a gym and battle was, but I'm still playing because, they got the Generation 2 Pokemon out now. So, like, yeah, you can get the other Eevees, what they evolve into in Generation 2. They got like Togepi, Pikachu, they got all those Pokemon out now. So I started back playing because I hadn't played in a while.
Yeah, I haven't played in a while either. I might get back into that though.
What they really need to do, like, seriously, because they got like new berries and stuff like that. But what they really, really need to do is allow you to battle. Like, if you run into somebody and your phone goes off, it needs to let you battle them. Oh, it's just updated. It says they got new clothes for the avatars.
Okay. I might give it another chance. I gotta free up some storage on this phone though.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get a Charizard.
All right, man. I'm not gonna cover everything we got on the jump. I'm probably gonna save a couple of these topics for bonus content on Speaking Games. So we're gonna jump around a little bit to what we got on video games. We got Injustice 2 characters got revealed so far. We got Superman, Batman, Supergirl, Atrocitus, Blue Beetle, Black Canary, Swamp Thing, Cheetah, Gorilla Grodd, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Aquaman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Robin, Bane, Deadshot, Brainiac, Dardseid, Dr.Fate, Green Arrow, and Cyborg. And then today they just announced Firestorm. So that comes out in May. So can't wait for Injustice 2 to come out. Can't wait to see what other bonus characters they're going to add to the game and stuff like that. Then we got the PS4 update. 4.5 came out over this past week to everybody. So now you can actually put an external hard disk drive, has to be USB 3.0, can be a minimum of 250 gigabytes minimum. You can put up to a 8 terabyte portable hard drive on your system. So that's the main feature.
Yeah, it's time for me to order one.
Yeah. And then we got Jason Momoa is being casted for the lead role for the Just Cause movie based off the video game. And let's see what else we got. I want to say that's pretty much it. I think we kind of held the show within the comic realm tonight. Not a whole lot to elaborate on the video game side, but very, very good show though. But first, before we head out tonight, make sure you guys visit patreon.com/NerdFlow. This is the easiest way to support the show. It's not something that you have to do, but if you want to, you can do so by going over to patreon.com/NerdFlow. You can get giveaways, bonus episodes, and early access to this episode like this one. And also make sure you send all your questions over to nerdflowpodcast@gmail.com. Want to say that's it, y'all. I think we're out on this one.
All right, y'all. Be easy.
Hello.
All right. See you guys in episode 7.